Greetings mecha aficionados, Pilot here, and this is a first or rather second impressions vid on Exoprimal. I participated in the original beta back in the day, uploaded that footage on my larger channel Mr. Pilot, but since I promised you mecha, exo, robot, etc. related content here, all my stuff for Exoprimal will go to this channel from now on. And if you ask me the big question, are you gonna play this, are you gonna cover this? 100% yes, because pretty much everything I have to say about this game is positive. Capcom is trying to dip into the live service action co-op / PvP genre with Exoprimal, and they're doing something really unique here. First and foremost, the premise is totally bonkers. It's humans inside exosuits that have a lot of flair and play totally different from each other, fight dinosaurs in a post-apocalyptic sort of future, whilst an AI is trying to take over the world. It's total nonsense. What's good about this nonsense is that it actually feels good to participate in these shenanigans. All the exos look amazing. They function, as I said, totally different from each other. You can go for more balanced approaches with exos that are easier and more approachable to play but have limitations to their skill ceiling, and then you can go with others like Zephyr that I'm using here that are very high risk, very high reward in how they handle situations. At this point there are 3 healers, 3 tanks and 4 assault exos, and they promise to bring out a lot more. Each will be modifiable in the final version with perks and traits, and an interchangeable module that you can change on the fly, consisting of cannons, healing modules, drill punches, shields, and so on and so forth. When we talk about interchangeability here, we have to mention that you can change the rig you're using in-game on the fly. You're not stuck with it for the duration of an entire match, so there is a lot of tactical leeway when it comes to how you approach the PvE part of the match and the PvP part of the match. Of course, as I said, they will be adding purely 100% PvE modes that will allow you to go against hordes or even have 10 people participating cooperatively against specific scenarios, so there's gonna be something for everyone here. This footage that you're seeing is PlayStation 5. It was rock solid 60 frames running a thing at 2K upscaled, and I also tried it on the PC where I played everything on Ultra 1440p on the 3070 Ti that I'm running, and I was getting consistent 60 frames with very few exceptions, usually involving ultra quality shadow. So the game is very well optimized. It does use DLSS, it uses only FSR because this is RE engine, but that's fine, you can run it natively. It's very well optimized, as I said. Now, if you have no idea what this is a hybrid PvE, PvP third-person shooter with abilities. Every match you play will drop at you certain objectives. You start at a PvE phase always and end up usually at the PvP phase, except if you're playing a clearly PvE mode. They have a survey running asking if we'd like some clearly PvP modes, and that would be great, but I don't know if it's a priority for them. From what I see here, they prioritize the game to look, sound, and play smoothly, and they have succeeded on all those fronts. Will be crossplay across everything. Windows using the Xbox application, of course the entirety of the Xbox ecosystem, the entirety of the PlayStation ecosystem, and Steam. Whatever you choose to play on, you'll be able to play with people from all other platforms, although in the beta you cannot team up with your friends if they're on another ecosystem, but this will supposedly not be the case with the final release. They plan to include game passes and all that, of course, but doesn't matter because these rigs look amazing. They can look even amazinger if you get those game passes, and if you don't want to get them, it's fine because it will be only cosmetic stuff. I don't expect Capcom at this point to do some suicide BS move with this game, because this is their big bet when it comes to live service. They've even been promoting this game with Street Fighter 6. You can get costumes that look Exoprimal in Street Fighter 6. They really try to push it out there to raise awareness so people will play and be interested in it. It's an excellent experience on all fronts. The UI and menus could use a little bit of work. UI is a little bit too much in your face, and the menus are not as detailed as you'd want when it comes to how they break down abilities and so on and so forth. But again, much is missing from this beta. The menus are very bare bones, so the build they have ready for release might already include everything you need. It's a game that's very easy to pick up and play, but will have, I suspect, a very high skill ceiling, because there are lots of abilities. You can swap the rigs on the fly, you can swap the modules on the fly, you don't know what the next objective will be, they're mixed and matched, and of course there's always the human element when it comes to the final stages in most cases that involves PvP, and as we all know, the toughest opponent is always a human being that knows what they are doing. Here I play with two friends of mine. We had the occasional two randos who knew nothing about the game or didn't want to cooperate, but cooperation and usage of all the roles is paramount. You have to have a healer, you have to have a character that can tank hits and go into melee with the dinos and the players, you have to have someone to cover you from a distance. And what is baffling to me is that every single class in this game works. I usually play DPS and I sometimes play bruisers, that is tanks that have some melee capabilities, but here I played a lot of games as a healer, a support class that I usually don't enjoy, because even those are done excellently. I had an awesome time playing the healer in this game and I couldn't believe it. So no matter what walk of life you come from, if you like PvE cooperative shooters, you're gonna like this. If the little pinch of PvP is not to your liking, there will be modes that will take it out of the equation of 100%. I don't really see any reason for someone to pass this up. I'm telling you in all honesty, they're selling it at a previous to current gen price. It will be on Game Pass. So why wouldn't someone play this? I suppose they didn't really do that well on the marketing department. There is not much awareness about this game going around right now, and that's the reason I will not be covering it on my main channel. I've stretched Mr. Fios too thin and I have to refocus it, so dishing out tons of content for this is not a good idea, not a good strategic decision, but for this channel it will be a perfect fit. What do I intend to do with it? I will upload gameplay of our matches, I will upload builds, breakdowns of updates and what they're planning and making. I will review the game when it comes out, as well as play with the people watching my vids, of course, as I always do. We'll get Discord sessions going so we can all enjoy it together. If you can, I would suggest you don't get it on an Xbox One, on PS4. I've played on those systems as well. It takes a hit to frame rate sometimes and the resolutions are lower. I don't think it's gonna be unplayable, but you'll have a better experience with current gen systems, or even better if you have a competent PC, you'll have a good experience with that as well. It's not as movement focused as, let's say, Titanfall, so you will only benefit from the mouse aiming. Usually with shooters, movement goes better with the sticks and aiming goes better with mice, but the movement here, although paramount, doesn't require too much precision. You don't wall run or do anything crazy like that. You can hover, you can dash around in the air, but nothing as extreme as being a pilot in Titanfall, let's say. So, impressions on these are pretty much excellent. If you want to know if this game will include any type of single player campaign or story mode or whatever, what they actually do here is, as you upgrade your profile, as you level it up, you get access to story bits and elements, and that's how the story progresses. It has a concept behind it, it has an idea, it has some narrative, let's say, but it's not a story focused game by any means, and all progress done is done by participating in online matches with other living people, with other human beings. If you want to play this alone, I'm sorry, but you're gonna be disappointed. And people, really, I know some people really have social anxiety. Those are things that exist. It's not a figment of anyone's imagination, but these titles have a vision behind them, a creative vision that entails that they are shared amongst people. If you wanna play this and you don't wanna be part of the toxicity of the internet, drop in my Discord, say hi. I will be making an Exoprimal channel real soon, and you can find people to play with. This beta will be going up until the 19th. I'll try to get a stream on this channel before it's over. Don't know if I will be able because I'm working on the Dark Descent review. But if I can and you want to, leave a comment in the vid and maybe we can get some matches going and you get to know us better. They've done a great job here. Capcom is on a sick streak when it comes to the quality of their games in late years, and I'm only hoping this is gonna take root and they will be able to develop more stuff, bring us more suits, more weapons, more consumables, because I know they put effort into making their games. The only thing I didn't like of Capcom's in recent memory was the remake of Resident Evil 3, and that was outsourced to another company. Everything else they've done, they put the hours in, and it shows by the quality of the final product. Sub, like, share, and hit the notification bell if you're gonna be notified about stuff uploaded to this channel. Hope you enjoyed this vid. Let me know your thoughts, join our Discord, and until next time, stay shiny. Shiny like chrome. Cheers! Nice! Oh my god,
Yes,
they come
that's a
back!
win.
They come back, baby! Zero death, kick their asses!
You are victorious.
Nice, nice. With this.